Oh, hell yeah. Sean Diddy Combs laying it on thick, and I'm not just talking about the baby oil. See what we did there? On Wednesday, just as his criminal trial adjourned for the day, Diddy addressed the courtroom by saying, "I love you all." Yeah, something tells me there's not much love going back towards him. Then he placed his hand over his heart and left the room for the day. Like this. Maybe he knew what's coming could be even worse and more damaging after finding out that rapper Kid Cudi would be giving testimony in the music mogul's sex trafficking trial. Buckle up, folks. Here's your daily Diddy trial update. It was a big day on Thursday. Plenty of testimony, plenty of witnesses. But before we get into that, a lot been happening, a lot of speculation around the topic over the last 24 hours. So former talk show host and radio star Wendy Williams claimed in the past that she was fired from Hot 97 radio show in 1998 after she shared her belief that Diddy was gay. Williams had supposedly said she had a photo of Diddy being intimate with a man. And as we know, Wendy Williams went on to become a superstar talk show host, but famously continued sharing claims about Diddy.
Did you get fired for making fun of Puffy?
Yeah, by Hot 97. I had to fight a lawsuit. You know what it all came down to? It
came down to gay rappers. That's what it was.
Gay rappers and exposing. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Wendy, and she was on the radio talking all this way back in the day. I've been telling you things for years, but you don't want to hear. So, all right, fine. And I don't understand parents who unleash their kids. It's just a deeply moving story to me.
Well, we may hear more about how Diddy could be connected to some of Wendy Williams' recent troubles, so stay tuned for that. We're going to dive deeper into that story tomorrow. But today, there was real anticipation for one testimony in particular. Today, Kid Cudi, real name Scott Mescudi, took the stand in Manhattan courtroom. On Wednesday, Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey, yes, that Comey, as in the daughter of former FBI Director and Shell formation scumbag James Comey, said that Kid Cudi was to be a brief witness. Much from some background here, Cassie Ventura, the star witness, the big witness, is among 12 witnesses we've heard from. That includes a couple of male escorts who were paid to have filmed having sex with Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend of 10 years. We also heard from Ventura's mother-in-law and some law enforcement officials who detailed the raid and what was found at Diddy's property. And yes, that included baby oil, sex toys, drugs, an AR-15 or two, and many, many, many sets of women's platform heel shoes, in case, say, a well-known politician forgot to bring their own. So why Kid Cudi? Well, from the moment Cassie Ventura filed her quickly settled $20 million abuse and sexual assault case against her ex-boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs, the name Kid Cudi has come up many and many, many times, and at times lent itself to some of the toxic and the abuse in the relationship with Ventura and with Diddy. Ventura and Kid Cudi had a short romantic relationship. It led to various threats against the duo when a jealous Sean Combs promised to blow up Kid Cudi's car in his own driveway to keep him away from his girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. Now, for that testimony today, let's dig into it. Rapper Kid Cudi testified that he met Ventura in 2008 and briefly dated her in 2011. At the time, he said he understood that Ventura and Combs had some problems and were no longer dating. Kid Cudi recalled receiving a call in December of 2011 from Ventura saying that Combs found out about their relationship. She sounded really stressed and scared. Now, this is where it gets particularly squishy, even scary. The rapper says he picked her up. They went to a hotel, then they spoke to one of Diddy's employees who also seemed scared and claimed that Combs and an associate were actually inside Kid Cudi's home. So when Kid Cudi was driving home, this is what he says in his testimony. He called Diddy, and Diddy allegedly said, "I just want to talk to you." I'm sure all he wanted to do was have a talk. Cudi didn't like that. But when Kid Cudi got home, he says Combs wasn't there, but some items were out of place and his dog was locked in a bathroom. Cudi then called the police and filed a report about the apparent break-in to his home. It gets worse. Kid Cudi says that one morning in January of 2012, his dog walker called to let him know that his car was on fire in the driveway. He told the court that it looked like the top of my Porsche was cut open, and that's where the Molotov cocktail was put in. Ventura mentioned her brief relationship with Kid Cudi. That took place in December of 2011 during a break in her and Combs' relationship. She said she used a burner phone to communicate with Cudi because she was scared that Sean Diddy Combs would find out. Ventura said Combs found out about the brief relationship near the end of 2011 during a so-called freak-off. Combs saw an email on her phone between her and Kid Cudi, and Combs became enraged, lunged at her with a wine bottle opener, and later threatened to release explicit videos of her and harm both her and Kid Cudi, and told her that Mescudi's car would be blown up. A Los Angeles Fire Department report confirmed that Kid Cudi Porsche was set on fire by an incendiary device on January 9th in 2012, and that the cause of the fire was listed as intentional. Combs, through his lawyers, has denied any involvement in the car fire. Sure, Sean. Again, this trial is expected to go on for 8 weeks or longer. We're about to wrap up the second week of the criminal trial. This all follows Diddy's arrest last September on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, transportation to engage and in prostitution, and more. There were several failed bail attempts despite an offer of $50 million. Combs offered $50 million to get out of jail, and the judge said no, which tells you how bad the case really is, and probably how strong the case really is against Sean Diddy Combs. Much more to come in the trial, so join us right here on Bolling for your daily Diddy update.